moderator for today, for this press conference. My name is Lita Carpio Leano, and I just want to say thank you for your time and effort in coming to this press conference, supposed to be press conference. Rosemer will read a statement. So if you would listen carefully.
At a press conference called by PIDC, the former president of PIDC, Minda Neri, publicly made allegations of financial reporting irregularities with regard to the beauty pageants under my stewardship when I was a member of the board of PIDC. During the press conference, Neri stated that PIDC had no money, which invited questions from some media folks as to why that is and where all the monies from the lucrative pageants went. Without the benefit of a proper internal or external audit and without providing factual details, Neri insinuated that monies raised from the beauty pageants that I managed were either not completely reported or not properly accounted for, and that I have repeatedly ignored and refused requests for proper accounting or reporting. The immediate conclusion that any reasonable person can derive from her surprising allegations is that I have either misappropriated some funds or took monies with me when I resigned from Neri's administration in January 2011. I was literally stabbed in the back in a public forum where I was not physically present and unable to defend myself. Neri's allegations of incomplete or improper financial reporting on my part are categorically and unqualifiedly untrue and are calculated to defame me and to deprive me of support for my current organization, PCCF, which poses a threat to PIDC. The pounding I received from some media quarters based on Neri's baseless accusations were no less insidious. With relentless obsession never before witnessed by the Filipino community, Neri's allegations of impropriety and attacks against me, though described as nothing more than speculation, have been picked up, published, and sensationalized by a media organization that likewise has an interest in another competing beauty pageant, both in written and video form. All of these have caused immense and irreparable harm to my personal reputation, as well as that of my husband, who has served honorably as PIDC president for 4 years and is currently serving as a school board trustee. The false and misleading statements and innuendos by Neri and the biased and socially irresponsible reporting by the media organization I have alluded to all suggested wrongdoing, which has seriously and undermined our good standing in the community. For the record, complete financial reports for the 2010 pageants under my responsibility were handed over by me to the PIDC's treasurer, Al Tupe, in 4 separate brown envelopes, one for each of Little Miss Philippines, Miss Philippines, Mrs. Philippines, and artists' expenses on November 2010. Contrary to Neri's allegations, I have never been notified for any incompleteness or other irregularities concerning the 2010 reports, either by Al Tupe or by Neri's auditor body either. Quite the contrary, we were assured by Al Tupe in conversations with June and former Treasurer Daniel Penular immediately after the March 14 press conference that all submitted reports were fine. Also, in a fundraising event on March 17, 2012, again, we were assured by Al Tupe in conversations with June and Maria Guiao that all submitted reports were fine. I have always been available to the treasurer and auditor involved to answer any questions that they have regarding the accounts and reports submitted. With respect to the earlier years, 06, 07, 08, and 09, complete financial reports have been submitted to the then current treasurers, typically within 3 months after the conclusion of each pageant. Again, with respect to these reports, I have never been notified of any incompleteness or any other irregularities by the treasurers or auditors concerned, except with respect to 209, wherein certain liabilities recorded in a suspense account required documentation, canceled checks, which were with the bank and were eventually obtained and provided. I wish to inform everyone that I cannot take the insinuations of financial wrongdoing against me lightly, and that I have consulted a law firm to study and advise me of my rights and remedies in light of what I consider to be slanderous statements. NERI's maneuvering is plainly an attempt to discredit me personally in the eyes of the Filipino community, now that I am running a competing organization. As many of you know, I served under NERI for 1 year, 2010. I resigned my position in January 2011 as a result of a decision made under the leadership of NERI that left me in a position of conflict of interest as one of the Philippines TV network representatives in Canada. No one in our community to be falsely accused or maligned publicly. Thank you.